Well, tell them. Who out there will tell them how Jesus has touched your life?
Pretty emotional day today. Went up to Brett after the second service. I said, Brett, I was 3/4 of the way out of my seat. Then I realized that was probably part of the skit. When Aaron came up, Brett said, no, it's not part of the skit. Be careful what you promise God. Because every once in a while, you better uphold your promise. Going into 3.5 months ago, I got a 2.5-inch scar on my back to prove how scared I was. There was an opportunity there, I might have melanoma. And I made a promise to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And yes, I am a sinner, and yes, I'm saved by His grace. That I will always publicly confess for any opportunity where I have an opportunity to witness or to stand with you, Jesus. I will do that. I thought of being in my church. I'm a see kind of guy. I got to see. I can't feel or touch Him, but I got to see. And I see how He brought a beautiful lady into my life who is musically talented. How He brought 2 blessed, lovely daughters into my life who I love and adore. Who brought a mother-in-law into my life who, God bless her to this day, has no idea what the Life Application Study Bible's done in my life. I can actually understand the Bible, man. It's fun to read. Most of all is the youth that have been put in my life. A district youth retreat where you have wood. The very end of the wood is glowing orange, and in the middle of it is a black cross. Not a coincidence, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. I don't believe in that. A young girl, beautiful blue eyes, blonde hair, who when I teach, we share. And I ask this young girl, what do you think? And she gives me this gorgeous smile. No, really, what do you think? She doesn't say anything. Finally, one of the E-steps, say how she doesn't talk. Whoops. Well, let me tell you about that young girl. That young girl then turned around and sang in the choir in about 3 months. That young girl led a worship workshop at the district youth retreat. That young girl has gone all over this world on a medical and food ship, praising His name. Sarah Stoner, thanks everybody. I challenge each and every one of you today. It might sound hokey to you. Those 3 meals remind me every day of my life what Jesus Christ has done for me. Jesus, I stand with you. Thank you.
Is there anyone else?
I want to say something. I'm not part of it, but God gave me a little boy when he was 11 months old. He's a foster child. He's 22. I always believed that God gave me this boy for a reason. And it wasn't until I finally got mad at God and said, I can't do this alone anymore. I need you to go us. This boy's 22 and he's found a job. He loves the job. And he said to my husband on Friday, Dad, it's great to have some money and be this independent. And I just want to thank God and Jesus. You are here, and you are hearing our prayers. But we have to let go and let you be in charge.
Anyone else?
just wanted to say, my son was, all of you know that he was in a terrible accident. And they said that he wouldn't ever be able to go back to school. And now he's going to graduate. And he's not only graduating, he had a traumatic brain injury, he's graduating cum laude. And this is a child who was very bright and never had to study, and then he lost everything. He lost his memory, he doesn't remember his childhood, he doesn't remember high school. And he has to read everything 4 and 5 times to understand it. And he's graduating with a degree in psychology and graduating with honors. And that is the grace of God. And I never thought we would get to this point. But that's not the real miracle is, though. He thanks God. He thanks Jesus Christ for bringing him to this point. And that's the miracle.
Is there anyone else?
Here's another one that involves the youth that is very near and dear to my heart. This goes back to a few years ago as well. There was a young person, Laura, in our congregation, Laura Coe, and she belonged to CD Singers and decided to bring a friend from there to help to sing, a gentleman by the name of Matt. She brought him here. He was an atheist, raised by atheist parents, and was surrounded by the rest of the youth, involved in the choir, and because of that, at creation, I witnessed him being baptized. And that is because of Jesus.
I don't have anything like any of these other stories I've heard, and they just touch me and just make me realize how Jesus helps me every day through all the small things, and how sometimes we can take that for granted. And I hope to never get to a point where it takes something for me to actually see that. And I just realize now that I'm lucky for everything, that it's because of Jesus that I'm fine with situations that I'm in right now. I've had problems with getting a loan for a house, and I've been sleeping on a couch for a week and a half, and I'm lucky. I'm lucky to have that, because I have a support system around me, family to help me with a little extra money to get the house, a friend who's letting me sleep on his couch, even more friends that are just pitching in here and there wherever they can, and it's just a little thing like that, but it's all Jesus.
Anyone else? God is busy. His Son is busy. She has shown you pictures of death, destruction, despair. But what they don't want you to see is the heroism, the triumph, the love that rises out of that misery. That's what you teach us, isn't it, Lord? That's how you come into our lives. It's true that Jesus has not yet testified on his own behalf. He doesn't need to. Look around you. You can see him in everything. All you have to do is open your eyes.